does love mean? So here are some of the answers. Love is when a girl puts on perfume and a boy puts on shaving cologne and they go out and smell each other. Love is when my mommy makes coffee for daddy and she takes a sip before giving it to him to make sure it tastes okay. My mommy loves me more than anybody. You don't see anyone else kissing me to sleep every night. Love is when mommy sees daddy sweaty and smelly and still says he is more handsome than Robert Redford. And love is when mom gives dad the best piece of chicken. So there you have it from the wisdom of our little ones. So because it's Mother's Day, we have some surprises. I have some presents, and the ticket to get a present is on the back of your bulletin. At the very bottom, there's some little decorative stuff, and right in the middle, I drew a little red heart with a magic marker. So who has a bulletin that has that on it? Yes! Come get a present. Happy Mother's Day, Laura. Love you. Who else? I got 3. I drew 3 hearts. Who else has a heart? Who? Doris. Oh, yay! Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Anyone else? I've got one more. We'll have to check later. Usually after 20 after, more people come in. Okay, so let's take a breath. And close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Just relax those shoulders. And another deep breath. And we allow our awareness to come into our heart center. We just take a moment to notice the peace that is there, and the presence of love there. So we allow this to just wash over us. And then we create the space in here to open our hearts and let love flow from us and receive the love from others. Create the space to hold each other in our world. So into this space we bring those in our community who have some often health issues or other things going on. So we're going to include Edwina and Linda and Russell and Silas and Puthera Tom, Lonnie Loel, Jack McNamee, and Yamaja and her family as they begin the grieving process for her dad's passing. And then anyone else who is a beloved in your life that you would like to include, you may say that name out loud or silently. And we hold these dear ones in the truth of their being, in the power of the love and the light that is shining as them in the invisible realm. And we claim that whatever their experience is, this power within them is greater than their circumstances. Because we know that love is the strongest force in the universe. We just see love moving in and through all that is happening in their lives, calling them to the depths of their being, to resting in that love. We continue embracing our world. And on Mother's Day, we give thanks for our Mother Earth, for this beautiful planet that gives us air to breathe, water to drink and enjoy, plants that fill our souls with joy. For all of this, we are so grateful. And we continue on blessing and including people in our world who are struggling with wars and rumors of wars, with loss and with grief. We hold them in the tenderest love and light. We include those who are in positions of political leadership. And we just see this divine light in their hearts, leading them and guiding them to care deeply about those in their area and to make decisions that honor all of life. And finally, we think of our children, from the littlest tiny one to those growing and discovering who they are and what it means to be human and alive. We bless them and know that they have been given as gifts to all of us. The look of innocence in their eyes, the joy, the dancing that happens just because they're alive. We bless all of that and see them growing and thriving and bringing to our planet the gift of who they are. And finally, we take a moment to consider our own blessings and to think specifically of 3 things and let them cross the screen of our mind. Just allow appreciation and gratitude to well up and raise our vibration. And we close with our usual prayer of saying together, I am grateful 3 times. Here we go. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. And so it is. So we're going to announce, in the announcements, we're going to have something about the annual meeting next Sunday. And letters went out this week to members of the congregation explaining a little bit about it. And I want to say something that we have 2 positions open on the board, and we have 2 people running, so we don't need to have paper ballots and lots of voting ahead of time, weeks ahead of time and everything. So we're doing what is called voting by acclamation on next Sunday after service. Folks will be presented, there will be a motion made, and we will vote by acclamation instead of by handwritten ballot for our 2 new board members. So heads up about that. And now it's time for Mary Curley to come up. Oh wait, we haven't done our statement of truth. Is it up there? There we go. Please join with me with that. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the omnipotent good. All right, come on up, Mary.
Visual aid. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, this is Love in Action Spotlight. So, got my spotlight. And this morning we are spotlighting 2 volunteer opportunities. Number 1, can I have a little spotlight music? The Chesterfield County Food Bank and Outreach Center. So number 1. Becky Main's chairman will place the boxes in the hallway this week and with a list of non-perishable food items to be collected. Please take part in this worthy ministry to help those who are challenged with providing food for their families. The boxes will be out until June the 2nd, that's 3 Sundays, then delivered to the Chesterfield County Food Bank and Outreach Center, where they will be distributed. Number 2. The Elna Root Prayer Shawl Ministry. We are so fortunate to have 2 very accomplished knitters, Bernadette Mayhall and Stephanie Ferguson. I don't believe Stephanie's here today. And they are heading up this ministry. The shawls are knitted to give to anyone going through a crisis, be it grief or illness or someone in need of comfort, or as a loving gift, perhaps a Mother's Day gift. The shawls are blessed by the knitters during the knitting, and again, members of the congregation, the Wednesday prayer shawl ministry passes them around the circle, and each one of us bless the shawls, and then they're placed in the bookstore where they can be purchased. And as an added bonus, Stephanie and Bernadette are in the hall after the service on the first Sunday of the month, and they're eager to teach knitting and crocheting to anyone who wants to learn. And all you need is some needles and some yarn, and you too can be a prayer shawl knitter. And just an example, this is my practice piece. Practice piece here. I've been working on it for several weeks now, so you too can do this. So take part in both of these very worthwhile Love in Action teams. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And now we're going to hear from our 2 board candidates. So, Myra, where is she? You want to come on up? So, Myra has just finished a 3-year term, and our bylaws says you can serve 2 3-year terms, and then we say you got to step down and take a breather. So she's ready to share with you.
They told me I could have 2 minutes, and I think it took me 2 minutes to get up here. I apologize. The allergies are just going crazy this morning. As Patty said, I'm Myra Faderspiel. I've been coming to Unity of Bonaire since January of 2000. And I've gotten involved in a lot of things. Sometimes Reverend Joyce would just volunteer me. Patty's kind of picked up on that. But I'm going to give a plug that's not supposed to be part of my little talk this morning. I am so happy to be co-facilitating the Pickleball Spirit Group. And I got to tell you, I don't know if I'm ever going to learn how to play pickleball, but we are having more fun. So seriously consider the next round of spirit groups getting involved. Because yesterday everyone told me the reason they were coming was to make friends and have fun. And that's what they're all about. As Patty said, I'm finishing up a 3-year term. I can run for another 3 years. After our annual meeting last year, the board, for whatever they thought in their wisdom, elected me treasurer. And I've worked really hard with Reverend Patty and with Carol Bickett, our bookkeeper, and we've done some things that I'm kind of proud of. I was able to negotiate an increase in the interest on our money market account. It's not great, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. We looked at the funds that were in the money market account, and I decided, let's make our money work for us. And so we took some of those funds and invested in a short-term CD that's giving us a guaranteed yield of 5%, which is really quite good in today's market. Kara and I worked very hard to kind of simplify the line items in our budget to make it a little more understandable. And I decided I'd like to run for another 3 years because we've been working really hard on our financial policies and procedures. And as a board member, I don't know if they're going to elect me treasurer but as a board member, I'd like to see us continue working on those policies and procedures. So that's it. I really appreciate all of your support, and I love being a part of this community. And being on the board is one of the ways I can give back, and not anything close to what you all have been giving me through the years. So thank you very much.
Now I'm going to invite up Michael Matthews, who is a past board member and is returning for more fun and possibility.
Good morning, Unity. So I'm delighted that this is happening on Mother's Day. Makes me recall the many conversations. I taught with my mom every day, and that included on my trips to church on Sundays. And she was always intrigued by my stories about Unity. We grew up in a very small town in South Carolina. When I say very small, I dare anyone to raise their hand if you lived in a smaller town of 123 people, Mount Croghan, South Carolina. When we moved to North Carolina, we took 3% of the population with us. We had no stoplight. We had one post office, 2 general stores. We had 2 gas stations, and we had 2 churches, a Baptist and a Methodist. We were hardcore Methodists. We always felt ourselves superior to the Baptists for some unknown reason. I never knew why, but that was, and I'm sure the Baptists felt the same way. I digress for context. My mom, as I said, was intrigued by the stories, even if it were just something like the sunflower out front. But she made her transition a couple of months ago at the age of 96. And there was ample evidence that she truly embraced the metaphysical principles of unity. When I was driving in to Waitsboro, to her home, I got a call from my brother, and he said there's a bat in her house. She's lived in the 3rd floor loft for 35 years, never had a bat. And so, not believing in total randomness, hey Siri, what does a bat symbolize? Death and rebirth. She also was an inveterate furniture mover around, rearranger, and she told all of her kids and grandkids and great-grandkids that when she got to heaven, if they heard a thunderstorm, that was her moving furniture. I know she would be pleased that I'm here today. So I've been with Unity for 30 years. I started at Stony Point and led the kids program back then. As Patty said, I was on the board. I was on the board when we made the move to the Little House, and I was also on the board when we made the decision to step out in faith and create this magnificent facility to make more room for God. So why the board? If I have one superpower, it's being able to create a safe space for diverse folks to come together and to share, and to work on processes to find common good and purpose. And that's what I've done on boards pretty much all of my adult life. And it's what I hope to bring to the Unity Board. I believe in the mission of this place. I believe the world is better because we exist. I believe the community is better, and I know I am better. And thank you.
All right, it's time for us to sing together. First, I'll invite you to stand. Today, we're going to sing Heart of the Mother, which is a round. And if you're not sure what a round is, it's like everybody's going to sing different parts. And we're going to teach them to you right now. Right now, we'll start on the first section of the song. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Let's do that again. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one. Probably deciding now which part you want to sing. If you have trouble hitting the high notes, you'll probably sing with me. That's the A section. And if you have a beautiful soprano voice, we want to hear you nice and loud with Karen. So we'll start all together on the A right now. Here we go. 2, 3. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. We'll split off with Karen. Here we go. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God.
Let's hear a little more of my part.
I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. And now soft together. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Amen.
That was really good. You guys are awesome.
Yes, very good.
Good morning, everyone. And happy Mother's Day. My name's Amy Corsetti, and I'm your service leader today. Some of the things that I do in Unity, I'm a prayer chaplain. I sing with the choir. I have in the past worked with the kids. I sing with the music team, and I do a little bit of financial, technical things. Okay, let's start with the announcements. Transformational opportunities. Today, the Women of Unity will meet at 1 o'clock in New Rock Hall. Come to join the fun. Next Friday, we're excited to bring back Kirtan and the sound bath experience called Rock the Mantra. Kirtan can calm the mind, smooth the spirit, and nourish the soul. Andy Gauna will lead us and conclude the evening with a sound bath using singing bowls and other instruments. We start at 7:30, and everyone are invited in the sanctuary. Next Sunday is Prayer Chaplain Sunday. The prayer chaplains are going to be in the house, 17 of us, I believe. The prayer chaplain program is vital to our ministry and offers anyone an opportunity to share a concern or a celebration and pray with a chaplain in confidence. You'll recognize them by the purple ribbons. Mine's over there. I didn't want to mess up all my pink, just saying. And we wear them around the neck, so feel free to pray with the prayer chaplain, and next week we will be doing the entire service. Our annual meeting will also take place next Sunday at noon. We'll enjoy what we call Fellowship Coffee Express, which means you better get it because they're going to take it off the table. And we will have a few surprises from our board president, Reverend Zita Correll. We're on the move with opportunity. Keep up with us by checking with your e-news, our website, and following us on Facebook. And I know you'll be surprised to find the daily word is about mothers today. Today, I offer a blessing of gratitude for the loving, nurturing spirit of mothers. I bless my mothers and those who have shared a mother's love by supporting me throughout my life. I think of the many ways they have been present for me over the years with unconditional acceptance and love. I envision all mothers, grandmothers, and caregivers throughout the world surrounded by love and light. For those in my life, I take time to express my appreciation with words, gifts, and time together. To mothers-to-be, I prayerfully affirm health and ever-deepening joy. To mothers no longer in the world, I hold them in loving prayer and hold thoughts of joy and gratitude. I bless their souls' ongoing journey, knowing bonds of love keep their memories alive. Her children rise up and call her happy. Proverbs 31:28. Okay. And I'm going to say the affirmation, and then we're going to repeat it 3 times. I honor and bless the world's mothers. Together. I honor and bless the world's mothers. I honor and bless the world's mothers. I honor and bless the world's mothers. Thank you so much.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found with you. I'll be forever thankful, Mother. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. You lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. You gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Baby, I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't see. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. You were always there for me, the tender wind that carried me. A light in your love, shining your love into my life. You've been my inspiration through the lies. You were the truth. My world is a better place because of you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. I'm everything I am because you love me.
Thanks, moms everywhere.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
Thank you all. Well, we've had traveling musicians with us. We had Harold Payne and Daniel Nahmad. But the amazing thing is we get to have these incredible musicians with us every week. We appreciate you all. So we're in a new month, and our power this month, I told Daniel, I don't care what you do, whatever he's going to do was fantastic, so he wasn't tuned into our power. Our power is the power of power, which is in the throat chakra, the color purple. So I'm going to tell one main story and tell three parts that Linda Whitsett Martella talks about in her book, Divine Audacity, about this power. So Eric Butterworth tells the story of a couple bringing a man home from the hospital. He could barely even hold his meal tray. He was so weak from the illness. And as they were driving home, there was an accident. And he was thrown out of the car, and the couple who were driving him ended up under the car. And this man got over there and picked that car up so they could get out from under it. Well, I know there's such a thing as adrenaline rush, yet I am still impressed by this story, right? But maybe the best part is that this man who had been sick didn't tell himself, there is nothing I can do, I am weak. He got into the place of his power and simply tried and succeeded. And you could say, well, this story is kind of about the power of strength. Well, certainly that's a part of it. But he recognized that he could choose power and he could take action. Charles Fillmore wrote, "The power that rules the world is within." And it's kind of a restatement of Jesus' words, the kingdom of God is within you. This is part of Unity's belief system about spiritual truths. We have access to unlimited power. We were created in the image and likeness of the one power. It is in us to succeed, to move forward, and to accomplish great things. It's true for all of our 12 powers. We can use them to have an impact on our physical life, and they can be used for inner transformation as well as for blessing others. We are blessed with power. 100 years ago, Charles said, "Today men are striving to acquire power through money, legislation, and man-made government, and falling short because they have not mastered themselves." Well, part of this power is self-mastery. And this is still true. 100 years later, there's still a lot of people who have not mastered themselves. And on some days, I'm one of them. And this is still true, even though we have bookstores with books and shelves of books on growing and transforming and finding the best within yourself. So everyone sitting here knows what it is like to be deep in ego and acting like a fool instead of acting with kindness from our divine center. So self-mastery is the going back to our divine center, finding ourselves somewhere else, coming back to that place. So I like the way that Linda Whitsett-Martellus suggests we express the power of power in these three things: in concentration, in self-control or self-mastery, and in spiritual authority. So this power is about who we are being and how we express it in the world. So concentration, well, we all know that's the opposite of multitasking. And we know we can really only focus on one thing at a time, but sometimes we think we're going to get smart and multitask, which doesn't work very well. We switch back and forth, and it diminishes the quality of our focus. But when we are single-minded, we have clarity and we work with power. You know what I'm talking about. There's just sometimes when you need to turn the ringer off and set the cell phone down and shut the computer off and attend to the thing in front of you. Concentration intensifies thought the way laser intensifies light. So on what do we focus? Well, I don't quote Paul too much, but here is one of his writings that really stands out to me in Philippians 4:8. I have this on a piece of wood on my desk. "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." So you can't go wrong when you put your focus on any of those things, because it is an ideal found in our I am self, our true nature. We want to keep our awareness, our focus, always coming back to the truth of who we are. So the second part of the power is self-control or self-mastery. Every religious discipline teaches this. We create a whole lot of problems when we are wildly projecting our stuff out into the world and onto other people instead of attending to what is going on within us, or within me. Self-mastery is our ability to guide our thoughts, words, and actions in integrity with our true self, our divine center, instead of reacting to egoic impulses. So the divine self would have us stop and pause. The ego would have us blurt it out, do something, that isn't always for our highest good. So we can examine our beliefs and our attitudes that underlie these impulsive emotions so we can correct them. And as we do this, then our emotions settle down as we do. And here's another beautiful quote from an epistle, 2 Timothy chapter 1. "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and of love and self-control." I just recently decided I needed to do something about, I've been working on this, but about my health in a really big way, and it was to stop eating sugar. I was talking to somebody, I said, I was raised on sugar for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and everything in between. So I told this person I was talking to, well, it's just going to take an act of God for me to give up sugar. Well, I've been off sugar for 2 weeks. You know, we have these abilities within us. I know, it's a big deal. And so when we think, oh, I can't do that, you know, I'm addicted to that, I just love that too much, you know, we have these powers within us. Self-mastery is a claiming of our wholeness and our self-determination. We give our power over to other people when we are controlled by our compulsions and we operate from attitudes that are faulty, like, I am not enough or I do not have enough. When we default back to these, I just feel like they're embedded bad theology, embedded bad teachings we've gotten either from culture, from parenting, from teachers. And so we always come back to, now what is it that I'm thinking that is having me acting in this way? And then we can think a new thought. So improving our interpersonal relationships is a function of this power because it's being aligned with our self-worth and our self-control. So some of you are too young, but back in the day when I was growing up, Dear Abby was a thing. And people were directed, they would say, I got this problem going on, that thing going on. They were directed to say no, to honor their boundaries for self-care, to walk away from toxic situations like alcoholism and physical abuse. Any remedies for situations of perceived powerlessness involve claiming our power ability. Whenever we have an issue with another person, ignoring it or sidestepping it is an act of disrespect, both to them and to us. We have the power to say our truth and live from our peace and our center of love. Before I discovered unity, I had walked away from my marriage of 27 years, and I was a mess. And I was doing some self-awareness and growth classes, and it was the first time I heard somebody say, we speak things into existence. So I'm sitting in this room with probably at least 200 people, and I'm thinking, what in the hell are they talking about? But it's true. We speak things into existence. We speak marriage and commitment into being with our vows. We speak self-worth into our little ones when we say, you are fabulous, you are creative, you are smart, and you have infinite potential. We spoke spirit groups into existence when I agreed to get training and train others, and when we invited folks to join a group and get connected. This building, Michael mentioned this building was spoken into existence when people said, we need more room for God. Let's explore how to do that. And so finally, the part 3 of this power is spiritual authority. Now you may think, oh, that's something ministers or people with PhDs have. No, everyone has this power to have spiritual authority because we're the only one that knows what is in line with the divine within us. No one else can know or make a decision about that. And in the Gospels, we see story after story of Jesus having this authority. But it's interesting. It's not always about the words he speaks. It is as much about his very presence. Remember the story of the woman who touched his garment. She wasn't going after his words. She caught a sense of his divine identity, of that power within him, of how he was aligned with the Father and I are one. And so she got a glimpse of her own divine identity, of her own wholeness. I would dare to say that Jesus' followers felt his power and his presence, and they were probably both comforted and challenged by his words, right? Because I certainly get comforted from the words of teachings of Jesus, and I get challenged by them. We, like Jesus the Christ, can come from the experience of being one with the Father, which translated is one with our divine identity. We can stand in and operate from our own spiritual identity. And I think what is the failure of so many traditional denominations is they're trying to lay out the rules and tell you to follow those rules. And in Unity and other New Thought areas, we say, you don't obey anybody, you obey the voice of the God within you. That is how you stay grounded in the deepest and truest part of your being. So I have a beautiful story about this power in an interaction between an older man and a young gal. And this is a story that Jean Houston tells. She is still alive. She's very big. She was very big in the human potential movement. So she tells the story. When she was 14, she was seized by these enormous waves of grief over her parents' breakup. And she had read somewhere that running would help dispel anguish. So she began to run. So she lived in New York City. She ran down a Park Avenue every day. And she was this 5'11" child by age 11. So she's 14 as this story happens. She's ripping down the road, and she runs into a frail little old man and knocks him down, helps him get up. He was in his 70s, knocked the wind out of him, and he laughed, and he said, "Are you planning to run like that for the rest of your life?" She said, "Yes, sir, I am. It looks that way." "Well, bon voyage," she says. And bon voyage, she answered and sped on her way. A week later, she's now walking her dog down Park Avenue and runs into this man again. And he asks her where she's going, and she says, "I'm taking my champ to Central Park." And he says, "Well, I will walk with you." So this began a year-long journey of the two of them walking at least 2 times a week in Central Park. Get my page flipped. So he had a long French name, and he asked her to call him by the first part of it was Mr. Taylor. So that's what she did. Then her writing is so beautiful, I have to read you part of the story then. The walks were magical and full of delight. Not only did Mr. Taylor seem to have absolutely no self-consciousness, but he was always being seized by wonder and astonishment over the simplest things. He was constantly and literally falling into love. I remember one time when he suddenly fell on his knees, his long Gaelic nose raking the ground, and exclaimed, "Janine, look at the caterpillar." Ah! So she joined him on the ground to see what had evoked so profound a response. And he was seized by the essence of the caterpillar. "How beautiful it is," he remarked. "This little green being with its wonderful, funny little feet. Exquisite, little furry body, little green feet on the road to metamorphosis." He then regarded me with equal delight. "Janine, can you feel yourself as a caterpillar?" "Oh, yes," I replied with the baleful knowing of a gangly, pimply-faced teenager. "Then think of your own metamorphosis," he suggested. "What will you be when you become a butterfly?" What is the butterfly of Janine? What a great question for a 14-year-old girl. His long face would nod with wonder. Janine, look at the clouds. God's calligraphy in the sky. All that transforming, moving, changing, dissolving, becoming. Janine, become a cloud and become all the forms that there ever were." It was wonderful. People of all ages followed us around, laughing, not at us, but with us. He was truly diaphanous to every moment, and being with him was like being in attendance at God's own party, a continuous celebration of life and its mysteries. But mostly, Mr. Tear was so full of vital sap and juice that he seemed to flow with everything. He always saw the interconnections between things, everything in the universe. So years later, she comes to discover Mr. Teilhard was Teilhard de Chardin, the great priest, scientist, paleontologist, poet, and mystic. And during that lovely and luminous year, she had been meeting him outside the Jesuit rectory. But to her, he was never all those things, a priest, a scientist. He was old Mr. Teilhard. And she wondered, why did he come and walk with me? Was it that in seeing me so completely, he himself could be completely seen at a time when his writings, his work were prescribed by the church? He was under investigation for excommunication and was told he could no longer write and distribute that writing. So it was a brutal time for him. And she later found out he was undergoing the most excruciating agony there is, utter disempowerment and psychological crucifixion. And yet to her, he was always so present, whimsical, engaging, empowering. How could that be, she asked. And she said, I think it was because he had what few church officials did, the power and grace of the love that passes all understanding. He could write about love being the evolutionary force, the omega point that lures the world and ourselves into becoming. He knew about the search for the beloved. His model was Christ. For him, Christ was the beloved of the soul, and we would say Christ is the truth of our essence. So in this beautiful story, here's this brilliant man listening to his divine, and being told to sit down and shut up. Yet he demonstrated power. He kept on writing. He couldn't freely circulate his writings, but he was teaching her in the process of just walking with her. He kept focused on writing, on ideas. He frolicked with Jean and remained aware of the oneness of life. And I would dare to say that his words and presence helped her that influence helped her later in life to become one of the early leaders in the human potential movement. He was saying what physics is now teaching us, but before it was okay to do so. He used his power to call us all into our greatness. This is one of his quotes. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. I first heard that through Wayne Dyer, and I thought that was one of his quotes. But here's a man who died in 1955 writing these words. So this power of power invites us to use concentration, self-control, and spiritual authority to live boldly, expressing the truth of who we are in words and actions, like our master way-shower, Jesus the Christ. And so when we come upon a time when we feel like who we are is being questioned, who we are is not enough, I invite us to think of this story and to remember that within us is the power to overcome any circumstance like that and to continue to allow our light to shine, our being to be present in words and just in our power of our very being. So I behold this luminous, lovely Christ in each of you. And I say, go for it.
it's time for us to prepare for our meditation, and we'll bring you into the meditation with a beautiful song.
We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from the mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. Just breathe that in.
So as we continue to let that beautiful music resound in our hearts, let's quiet our minds, relax our bodies, take a deep breath. Just allow ourselves to put our focus into our heart center. Allow ourselves to feel this connection to the great oneness of which we all partake. And I'm going to share with you the meditation that Linda has for the power of power. And I really encourage you, if you're kind of unfamiliar with these 12 powers, to check out her book, Divine Audacity, which I believe we have copies in the bookstore. Through my breath, I sense the power of the present moment. I breathe intentionally, fully. A whole body breath energizing my entire body. And I allow myself to sense the concentration of the spiritual power in my throat chakra. The root of the tongue is the seat of spiritual power. I bathe this area with the color of bright purple, a healing stream of light. I am the power of concentration, self-mastery, and spiritual authority. My source of power is divine power. By my divine nature, I cannot be powerless or ill. I am not in the world to cower in the presence of others' power. I release any hesitancy to shine the full light of spiritual awareness in the world. All power is mine in heaven and on earth, in spiritual as well as in material aspects of life. By spiritual power, I concentrate on shining the light of love, life, wisdom, and all spiritual powers into my life and into the world. I am master of my thoughts, words, and actions. I master myself, respect myself, and hold myself accountable. By spiritual power, I am a presence in whose presence other people awaken to their divine identity. So let's take a moment and just allow ourselves the gift of silence and connection to our divine. And we are so grateful for this inner authority that will not lead us astray, but will lead us always back into the oneness, into the connection, into the power of love. And we say, thank you, Spirit. And so it is. So our ushers are getting ready to come forward. And if you have an offering, a physical offering, please hold it in your hand as we say our blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And more music.
My mama told me when I was young, she said, we're all born superstars. She rolled my hair and put my lipstick on in the glass of her boudoir. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up, girl, and you'll go far. Listen to me when I say, I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistake. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you said, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Give yourself prudence and love your friends. Subway kid, rejoice, you're true. The religion of the insecure. I must be myself, respect my youth. A different lover is not a sin. Believe capital H-I-M. I love my life, I love the music, yeah. Mi amor volete ya, hey. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistake. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you said, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Let's hear it, Claudia. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Whether you're broke or evergreen, you're black, white, beige, cola descent, you're Lebanese, you're Orient. Whether life's disabilities left you outcast, bullied and teased, rejoice and love yourself today, 'cause baby, you were born this way. Hey, no mistake, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself and regret, just love yourself and you said, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Born this way, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Born this way, born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Born this way, hey, born this way, hey. Right track, baby, I was born this way.
Okay, we're rocking, so now we can bless our gifts. So we're very grateful for these gifts. We remember that the gift and the giver are one, and we send these gifts forward to expand the love and joy consciousness within this community in Richmond and around the world. And let's do our usual affirmation of I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Thank you, ushers. And now, let's see. I'm missing a page. Here we go. I'd ask our chaplains to stand. So at the end of service, we invite you to share a concern or a celebration, and they will hold this in confidence. And you can also come next week and have a big celebration with us with all of our prayer chaplains. Let's take a moment to acknowledge all the people that have been putting this together. We've had our greeters at the door, and Safari and Marcy are in the bookstore, our wonderful fellowship team, our ushers, Dan and Deb in the back, our fabulous music team.
Artist Karen Lynn.
And yes. And Amy was doing our daily word, so let's give them all our blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. Let's see. Do we know anything about the youngins? Are they out there?
We are walking as the light, as the light, as the
Unity. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms. And today we had a small class, and we all made these sun catchers for our mothers to put them up. And we also colored a few like cup card things. And we had a great time together.
Children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. Let's see, then I'm going to ask us to stand for the prayer for protection. And at the end of this service, I have a card for everyone. So whether you're a mother or not, we're celebrating you today because everyone has a mother, right? So I'm going to invite you to have a card. And then I've got 2 of these little books. If you want to look up what your card means more deeply, I'll have those out on the credenza. So the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.